pink rabbit strip and white deer hair. Pretty quick and easy tie, and it was absolutely deadly on the white bass in this little local Lake Ozark tributary that we fished this spring. The white bass just tore this fly up. But thought I'd do a quick video on this because there's a couple of guys, 6-7 guys that I went with, and a few of them were tiers and they could tie their own, and a couple of the other ones weren't, and they wore me slick tying pinkies, so this is for them, Gary. And so next year when you run out of pinkies and you need some more, then you need to just get busy, because I can't hardly find pink rabbit strips. That's the main thing. I tried dyeing some myself, and I probably ruined at least 2 good pairs of pants and my favorite t-shirt, so I'm not going to play in the dye anymore. But at any rate, split your hair on your rabbit strip, kind of part it at the point where you want your tail back. This one's going to be about that long. I'm going to roll that hide, part that hair back, and roll that hide over the hook, and cinch her down right there with a couple, 3 good wraps. This next little step I'm going to show you is something that I do on my pine squirrel leeches that I found that keeps that tail from ever rolling around. Pull that up once you've tied it down there, and on your next thread wrap forward, come and then pull back like that. That pinches that hide in there really good. Anyway, wrap your thread on up to the point where you want your head. You got to leave room up here because you're going to spin a deer hair head when it's all over and done with. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to palmer this. We're going to wrap this first strip forward, stroking it back as we go. Like so. I'm about to run out of first strip. I hope I make it. I think I will. Just barely. I say I'm really chintzy with this pink rabbit strip because it's hard to find. I ordered a bunch of it online, and half of what I got back, the stuff was crap. It wasn't very good. It was real sparse fur. It wasn't thick enough to make a good body out of, and the strips were uneven. I didn't like it at all. Anyway, tie that down real good like that, and then cut you. This is kind of some crappy old white deer hair, but these are crappy old flies, so I'm not too concerned about using premium deer hair. I'll save my premium stuff for when I really want to spin the fancy stuff. Cut you a hunk of that, not like so. You're going to lose some when you go to thinning out you got to pluck all the fuzz out of that. Get them short hairs out of their way. Then you want to stack these tips. Hair stacker. Put them in like that. My daughter and my girlfriend, they love it when I stack hair. You can hear them in the other room whenever I'm stacking hair. They're like, "Oh my God, he's tying muddlers." It drives them crazy when I stack hair. For some reason, I don't know, they're funny that way. Trim those butts off even like so. tying with deer hair is just plain messy. You can try to be neat about it, but you're wasting your time. You're going to make a mess. That's part of the fun of it. Okay, lay that in there. That first clip, measure back how far you want your tips. Hold it kind of sideways. Take 2 loose wraps around it, and then as you start to pull it tight, it'll spin right around like that. That's what you want. Spin it around like that. Nice and tight. Take some wraps through it. Hold it all down. It's kind of messy looking right now, but it'll we're going to give it a haircut when we're done. It's going to look really kind of cool. Shove that back. By the way, the hook I use on this is the old Mustad. It's a Clouser hook, actually. That Mustad, was it 3366? I like them for a lot of bass bugs and stuff. It's a good hook, and I think, as I understand it, they're going to get hard to find because Mustad is recollaborating their hook making facility. TMC has a comparable hook that actually has a better barb on it that I like better. But I had a bunch of these old Mustads left over, and they do fine. White bass, I usually fish this thing. Okay, spin you on another piece. Push that back. And then make you a nice head on it. Or a head that just kind of holds all that hair back. Tie her off. I can't even begin to tell you how many white bass we caught on this fly this spring. It was just crazy and a blast. Because you can see it. You know, you can see that fly, that bright pink. And that deer hair head keeps it up where it doesn't sink down, but 6-7 inches under the surface, 10 at most, and so you see that coming along like that, and then boy, the white bass just blow up on it. Whites and hybrids. And once you get done, I use a razor blade to do my rough trimming. Hold it upside down and make one cut flat across the bottom. You don't want to go so far that you get into your little collar that's going to hang back. This is the part where you can, if you're not careful, you can screw everything up. And then make a few initial cuts. Just kind of rough shape it with that razor, and saves you some time with the scissors. A little rough shape in there. See what I mean about the mess? And you do your trimming. It's hard to sit here and hold this in front of the camera like that, so this is just something that you're going to have to play with until you get it right, and it doesn't have to be exact. I've had some pretty sloppy looking ones, and they catch fish just fine. But the main thing is you want to have you a good little head on there. Give it some flotation, and it also pushes water. That head, that fat deer hair head, kind of pushes water. And I learned that if you tie it too fat, the head, when you give it the quick strips, the quick fast strips, like what really gets the white bass going is a really quick moving fly. They don't jump on stuff so much that's just kind of poking along. White bass tend to want to charge at something, chase it down, nail it. They're sporty that way, I guess. Where was I going with that? Oh, if you tie the head thick and fat, when you jerk it real quick and then stop, the bait just stops dead. But if you trim it more of a pointed, then when you fast strip it and then you stop, the fly tends to kind of scoot forward and sometimes dart off to the